I was told by one of my mentors that buying or selling real estate is the third largest cause of stress, right behind death of a loved one and divorce. That's the level of stress that you go through in a real estate transaction. In this video, we're going to talk about how to control those emotions when you're in the real estate transaction, because they go wild and crazy. I want to start by first sharing my own personal story. In 2003, when I was a waiter and I was over $50,000 in credit card debt, I got one of those ninja loans, the no income, no doc, you just tell us how much you're making. And I may have said I was making a lot more than I was actually making. And I could afford at that time in my life probably a $160,000 home, and I went and bought a $230,000 home. And yes, I couldn't afford it. And right after I signed the purchase and sale agreement, I went home and I didn't sleep that night. And then I calmed down. And then the lender asked for something. And then I didn't sleep for the next 3 weeks every night. And then I bought the home. And like a dummy, I went and bought everything on credit cards. Still, again, I hadn't learned my lesson yet, and purchased all this new stuff for my home. So I just increased my problem even more. So I'm sitting in my brand new home. It was new construction, kind of nice for your first home, with all my toys. And I'm like, holy crap. So then I didn't sleep for another 2 weeks. So I feel for you when you say, I'm stretching to buy a home. I don't know how I could ever afford one. I'm in too much debt. Where am I going to get my down payment? And what would happen if I couldn't pay the mortgage? Here's what we tell all of our clients. Here's what we tell our friends, our family. When you purchase real estate, it's like this. You're going to go from euphoric to the world is ending. Everything is awesome, just like the Lego movie, to, oh my goodness, it's never going to happen. This is my best decision ever, to I'm going to go into foreclosure. That is normal. Also, the lender is going to ask you for the most random, stupid things, and it's going to stress you out. It's okay. They're going to put undue pressure on you by asking for something, and they're going to make it sound like it's an emergency. It's not an emergency, but we do want to get it to them in a timely fashion. We want to get it to them quickly. So your goal, number one, don't ride the highs and don't ride the lows. Stay in the middle. Number two, you need to find a phenomenal real estate agent who can be your friend, your counselor, your priest, your shrink during this process, and can hold your hand and say, it's going to be okay. Because you're probably going to try to freak out. We have stories of buyers freaking out. I remember myself. I remember buying my first 3 investment deals and thinking, I'm going to lose millions of dollars and my wife is going to divorce me because I'm going to be such a failure. I'm dead serious. This is honest. This is humble. We're friends sharing secrets right now. Guess what? Those were some of the best decisions I ever made. But I want to tell you that the fear is real. So you find an awesome agent. You find an awesome lender who can also hold your hand, who also does some of the due diligence up front. And maybe you can get fully pre-approved and underwritten so that it's only subject to title and appraisal. That way you can remove some of that stress and fear. And you need to find an awesome escrow person who communicates with you well, an awesome title person who explains the title report, an amazing inspector. So can you see how this is about having the team on your side? But it's not going to take all the stress away. So know it's coming. Know just to breathe. Know to slow down. Take your calm and stress techniques. What I do personally when I'm being attacked by real estate, because sometimes I still do, we do land development deals, we do investment deals, we make mistakes. What I do is I put the phone down. I get up, I walk out the door, and I go for a 5, 20-minute, 30-minute walk, or I go to the gym and I work out. See, when your heart rate elevates, it lowers your emotions. If you want to control your emotions, you control it by motion. That's why motion is in the word emotion. And then you also need to just trust the process, that other people have come before, that there is a good way to do this when you're working with professionals. And at the end of the day, here's what will happen. In my own personal story, once again, I was majorly in debt. I shouldn't have bought that property. I buckled down. I paid off all my credit card debt. It took me 2 years. Paid off all my credit card debt. I got my head above water. And looking back, even though I overbought, I can say that was one of the best financial decisions I made in my life because it forced me to grow up and stop blowing money on stupid things. And in over 22 years. It's our 23rd year selling real estate and selling over 3,000 transactions here in the Seattle Metro. I've never had someone come back to me and say, you know what, Anton, that was the dumbest decision of my life. They've all come back and said, that was a phenomenal decision. Thanks for holding my hand. Thanks for helping me to not get a divorce. Thanks for being my shrink. Thanks for just listening to me cry. Thanks for laughing with me. That is what good agents and a good team do for you, and we're happy to help you on this journey. You can reach us at rsg.com, hit that magic subscribe button, drop your questions that you have below, and we're here to help you out through this process. And we can have a lot of fun, but I'm not gonna lie, there is stress associated with it, and that's okay.